Should the 49ers trade up to get Zach Wilson, or so many free agent quarterbacks really stand pat? Zach Wilson is such an interesting topic. I keep tweeting about him, reading about him, talking about him. I don't know if the Niners will be able to get him. What's going on is Trevor Lawrence is the consensus number one pick. He's going to go number one to Jacksonville. But after that, everyone thought the number two pick would be Justin Fields, and he really didn't play that well against Northwestern this weekend. He's looking kind of like Jalen Hurts 2.0, who was a second-round pick. I don't know. I mean, would you take Justin Fields with the second pick? It's kind of looking iffy. So now someone's got to take that void, and Zach Wilson's kind of sliding in. No one really knew who the hell he was until recently, maybe this year. Now everyone knows who he is nationally, and people are starting to say he could be the number two pick in the draft, and people are starting to finally vet him for the first time in ways that Justin Fields has been vetted and scrutinized since high school. Trevor Lawrence too. People are like, oh, who is this guy? Zach Wilson? That might go number two. We should know about him. So now you're starting to see reports come out about his character. They may be bogus, but people saying not a leader, diva, know-it-all, mama's boy, all this kind of stuff. So I mean, maybe he's the next Aaron Rodgers. Maybe he's not. But it's interesting. Like, his stock might be at an all-time high right now because Fields is down and he just won. So now he's like, could he go number two? Let's see how much these character concerns knock him down. Because if you remember Aaron Rodgers in 2005, he was considered the number one pick. And then during the draft process, people talked themselves out of him and into Alex Smith. So maybe that could happen with Zach Wilson, and maybe he could fall to the 49ers, in which case I wouldn't necessarily be against them drafting him. I would not trade up for Zach Wilson. He's not Aaron Rodgers to me. I remember Aaron Rodgers. I lived through Aaron Rodgers at Berkeley. I grew up in Oakland. I would go to those games and see him play. And what I remembered about him was that he had a very good running game. J.J. Arrington averaged like 7 yards a carry on that team, and Marshawn Lynch was the backup, and he didn't play that much. But still, he was playing in the Pac-12 at Cal, which was nothing really before. Kyle Bowler had one good year, but it wasn't that good of a team. And he was I think they were like number 5 in the country. He beat USC, which was like Alabama back then. He won really big games. He was under a ton of pass rush pressure. You could see him do NFL things in college. Zach Wilson just kind of has a great offensive line and plays backyard football. Could he be Aaron Rodgers? I mean, maybe, but he just hasn't shown it in the way that Aaron Rodgers showed it. So a guy who played not in the Pac-12, a guy who had shoulder injury, basically one elite season in college, not two, and never had to. The one time that he was under like real heavy pressure, Coastal Carolina, he didn't play that well. There's no game in Zach Wilson's, unless I'm wrong, where you see, look right here, he's under a ton of pressure and he just plays like Aaron Rodgers, completes 75% of his. Maybe there's one or two games. I'm not totally against Zach Wilson. I just think that he gives me pause. He's not a slam dunk the way that I thought Aaron Rodgers was. I still don't understand how the rest of the country and the NFL talk themselves out of Aaron Rodgers. I feel like if you were from the Bay Area and you watched him play during the time, you were sold. Like when he completed 23 passes in a row against number 1 USC in 2004, I think everyone was like, yeah, he's going to be good. He's going to be really, really good. Zach Wilson, I just don't know that he's had a moment like that or had to prove himself like that. So should they trade up to get Zach Wilson? No. If he drops to them, should they take him? They should consider it. Yes, they should probably consider it. But the thing about Zach Wilson is I just don't think Kyle's going to like him at all. I don't. You might like him. Kyle might be wrong because he likes guys like Kirk Cousins and stuff. And I'm not just saying like playing style. It's playing style and personality. I think Kyle Shanahan likes conventional quarterbacks, pocket quarterbacks, who can scramble a little bit, And I think he likes quarterbacks who have no ego, like Kirk Cousins and Nick Mullins. I don't think he likes quarterbacks who have a big ego, like Matt Ryan, RG3. They had a little bit of a falling out, Matt Ryan and Kyle Shanahan. So I don't know if Zach Wilson really is the know-it-all diva non-leader that anonymous sources say he is. It just seems like the kind of guy Kyle Shanahan would hate. I mean, if Kyle Shanahan has that guy in his room and the try-hard backup, Kyle gravitates to the try-hard backup. Like he thinks, like his attitude is, oh, you think this is easy? You think you can just succeed in the NFL by running around the way you did at BYU? And you don't have to be locked in on the details and you don't have to execute my scheme exactly the way well, then I like my backup better. That's what happened in Cleveland with Brian Hoyer and Johnny Manziel. I mean, Johnny Manziel had a lot of issues, but he was a more talented player than Brian Hoyer. No question. I saw Johnny Manziel play in person. He beat the Niners in Cleveland. He was pretty good. He could run around. He could make plays. He had a strong little arm. He was decent. He also had issues. But I'm just saying, Kyle Shanahan was way more into the conventional pocket backup quarterback with no upside. Brian Hoyer was not even close. So I think Kyle's going to look at Zach Wilson and say, he's a improv quarterback. He's a backyard quarterback, kind of like Sam Darnold. Gives up on the structure of the play just for fun. It's like he plays quarterback with ADD. He has ADD, which is fine. So did Michael Jordan. But he's like, I don't like this play. I don't like this play. Let's go off script. Why? The pocket was good. You had time. Like, no, I don't like it. Come on. It's boring. It's boring. Let's go off. Let's ad lib. Okay. I don't think, and that's cool. Maybe Andy Reid would like that. But I don't think it's Kyle Shanahan's style. Kyle Shanahan wants a try-hard guy who's humble and lets Kyle Shanahan's ego be the star. So I don't know. If they take Zach Wilson, I think I'll be pretty surprised on that one. I think Kyle, like me, is going to gravitate to the guy from Florida. So we'll see. Would Sada Baby make a whole lot of sense on the Niners QB next? I mean, I would put Sada Baby at D end. He seems like the kind of guy who would just have quick hands, a quick first step. You know, he'd be able to dip low around the edge, and then I think he'd be violent at the contact point. Also, I was listening to Frank Clark and Chris Jones mic'd up, and Frank Clark was talking. He sounds exactly like Sada Baby. That was pretty funny to me. I thought that was pretty cool. He needs to make a whole lot of Choppa's TikTok video. He should just be Sada Baby for Halloween.